Hey y'all, welcome to my, I think third Think Loud Thursday on this channel. And yeah, today's a special one because I am officially 21 years old as of today. Um, yeah, pretty cool. Basically, I can legally do almost anything now that like a normal American citizen is legally able to do, right? You know, I can drink, I can gamble, I can buy lottery tickets. There's probably some more stuff. Maybe cigarette. I think you could be 18 to buy cigarettes though. I don't know. But yeah, man, big deal, right? That's a big number to get to. That's not really what's been on my mind. As of today, I made it official that I am gonna drop out of college. Yeah. There are a number of reasons um, for this, you know. Um, I guess the main reason would be that it causes a lot of stress and anxiety if you actually try, right? Because in order to be like a good student, like a straight A student, you really have to try hard. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it is, but I just don't like how it takes up all my free time. Um, it can also be like hard, you know what I mean? Just consistently having to do it feels like you have no other choice unless you cheat, but if you're ethical, you may not want to do that, like me. Um, and I mean, yeah, like when I get wrong answers, which depending on the class doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it sucks. Um, you know what I mean? Even if like you get like a 95% or whatever, or like a 90% on like a quiz, it still sucks that you couldn't get 100. That's how I felt anyway. You know, I always wanted like perfect scores and perfect grades all around. Um, I didn't quite get there, but you know, I'm proud of myself for how well I did during college. Um, the lowest grade I had, like final grade, I mean, was a 98.2. I think in two different classes, in fact, coincidentally enough. Though it won't be the final grade, especially if I keep going, because, you know, I'm done. I'm not going to do the rest of the work. But as of right now, yeah, 98.2 in one of my classes that I'm taking right now. Um, but yeah, it's a lot. There are also other things too, like what I was studying for. I was going for liberal arts. That just seems pointless. I'm sorry. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, why did I go for that? And you know, you can always change your majors, but at the same time, I don't know what I would want to like specialize in. And I would want to put more thought into it if I do ever go back, which I don't know. What's nice though is I went to a community college, so tuition is not really high at all. And I only attended like 2 semesters. We'll say like a semester and like 3/4. No, 2/3. So I only have to pay for like 2 semesters worth of classes. And even then, like basically 1 semester worth because 2 classes for each of those 2 semesters, right? But anyway, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I just don't like school. Doesn't mean I don't like learning. Dude, I love learning. You know what I mean? It's a great joy of life, but it's not it's not cool when it's kind of feels forced on you, right? Especially if you want to do like really, really well. Um, but yeah. So obviously I've been thinking about that a lot. Um, and that just makes me think, um, what is my future gonna look like? Honestly, that's like really hard to predict, and I hope I don't correctly predict it because I want it to go way differently than I even expected to. That way life is more exciting, yeah. Um, and hopefully it's, you know, way different in like a better direction rather than like throwing my life away, you know, drinking alcohol and yada yada. I can't see myself doing that. Hell, I'm like pretty reluctant to try alcohol even now that I'm 21. I'm not like a big party person. I'm not a big like outgoing guy. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, honestly, I never really wanted like a career. You know what I mean? There's like something about locking yourself in like a certain path where, for the most part, you can only really work these kinds of jobs just because that's kind of what you did and what you're known for, right? I don't like that. You know what I mean? But it is a really important part about life. I mean, kind of related, kind of unrelated, but like when you die, in your obituary, it has like all the most important information about you summed up, right? And a lot of times, what you did for a living will be on there, right? I mean, it's just really important, right? That's how people are going to remember you. I really wish it weren't that way, but that's true. Um, but yeah, anyway, I never really wanted like a career because of that. Plus I would be scared to like do something, go down this path to um, acquire like a certain degree for this type of job, and it at the end just not working out, whether it be like um, it being hard to get like a job in or like just, regretting making that choice, right? So that can be pretty scary. Um, I hope all this is making sense to you guys. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, without like scripting my video, I'm trying to make my point clear and give you, my perspective on things, but I don't know. But yeah, so this is like honestly, when I thought of these Think Aloud Thursdays, I kind of intended them to be like a little therapy session. You know what I mean? Just talk to my camera about whatever's on my mind. Um, and this is the first time I'm taking advantage of that. So I'm glad that I'm using it how I intended it to. Though, like I've said before, I think I could talk about anything on this channel, right? Especially on like Think Aloud Thursdays, because it's just whatever's on my mind, right? But yeah, I guess I'll wrap it up here. Um, I'm 21 and I'm now officially a college dropout, so wish me luck on my future endeavors. You guys have a good night. See ya.